Now to a disturbing story out of Lake Oswego this morning, where a father is accused of drugging three 12-year-old girls at his home during his daughter's sleepover. Fox's Bonnie Silkman is joining us now in studio after looking over court documents. Bonnie, good morning.
Good morning. That's right. A father in Lake Oswego, 57-year-old Michael Maiden, turned himself in this week after being accused of lacing mango smoothies with a drug that's usually used to treat insomnia and panic attacks, and then giving those drinks to three 12-year-old girls at his daughter's sleepover. According to court documents, this all happened in August of last year in Maiden's Lake Oswego home. He's accused of putting the drug benzodiazepine into those smoothies. Court documents say the girls reported feeling groggy, some of them even blacking out. The documents also say that Maiden made repeated visits to the basement where the girls were sleeping, watching them sleep, and at one point even holding his finger under one girl's nose and waving his hand in front of her face to see if she was asleep. Now, one of those girls, according to court documents, managed to stay awake. She texted her mother just before 2 a.m. saying, quote, "Mom, please pick me up and say I had a family emergency. I don't feel safe. I might not respond, but please come get me. Please, please pick up. Please, please." The documents also say that she then contacted a family friend who picked her up and took her home to wake her parents. And around 3 a.m., two of the other parents of the girls went to the house to get them. Documents say Maiden resisted letting those parents inside at first, telling the parents the girls were asleep. Maiden finally let the parents in, and the girls were taken home. All three girls did test positive for that drug.
We sent our units out here, and we did discover what appears to be a body.
Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez, standing near the scene where Orange County investigators say they found the body of 13-year-old Maddie Soto. Maddie was reported missing by her mother on Monday, after the girl never showed up to Hunters Creek Middle School.
Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off on the morning of February 26th near her school.
2 days later, her mother's boyfriend, 37-year-old Stephen Stearns, was arrested after investigators say they found graphic images of him sexually assaulting a child inside the family's Kissimmee home. Orange County Sheriff John Mina says the girl's backpack was found near an apartment complex on Thursday.
We have evidence that shows Stephen Stearns returning to the complex, and Madeline was visible in that vehicle. We believe she was already dead.
Mina says investigators then broke the news to the little girl's family.
They had to tell her the very devastating news that although we have not found Madeline, we are now confident that she is dead.
Then, later Friday afternoon, investigators confirming they found a body they believe to be Maddie's. Missing flyers had lined the area near her school. Sheriff Lopez says it's not the outcome investigators had hoped for.
We're waiting for the forensics units to do their investigation and make sure that they secure this crime scene very, very thoroughly.
Prior to discovering her body, Kissimmee police said that they are charging Stearns with capital sexual assault, which is punishable by death. We do expect that charge to be upgraded to murder.
We remain in your corner on this tragic story and what police are now telling us.
WJC is live tonight. Paul Gesser is on your corner outside Harford County District Court with what the suspect is accused of doing after the murder. Paul.
Vic, Angelo Spencer is being held without bond on murder and rape charges after police say he killed a woman in her Bel Air home, then assaulted her teenage granddaughter. Bel Air police identified Kathy Bland, a 73-year-old grandmother, as the victim, stabbed multiple times inside her front door by a man police say was there to see her granddaughter.
Used a knife to stab and kill her. It's just disgusting. Likely dozens of stab wounds.
Prosecutors told the judge Friday Bland was stabbed 25 times.
Behold, O children of men, and mark these words. In these last days there will be no peace, only perilous evil times. Again I say unto you, and this know also, that in these last days, inhuman and murderous times has come, grim and grievous times has come, selfish and self-serving times has come, idolatrous, bitter and sickening times has come. These are the days where evil and corruption abound, and people are lovers of their own selves. These are the times where people are without natural affection. Behold the times and mark them. The people are set to do evil. There is no self-control. The people have become brutal. The course of their actions is evil continually. The righteous are vexed and their prayers are heard continually.
Women are nasty now. something I've noticed, I want to just say this right at the top of 2024, we have become the perverts. In fact, what's even more ironic is that as we point the finger and pretend that men are the perverts, Me Too error, time's up, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. It is so clearly evident everywhere that you look in society that it's actually us. We have become the sexual aggressors. Because as I said, it is true. This is the long result of the women's movement, the feminist movement, the second wave that took place in the 1970s, where suddenly you had a bunch of cultural leaders like Gloria Steinem, writers like Helene Crixus, who were suddenly telling women that domesticity was wrong, that they needed to pursue their sexual freedom. And now the results of it are abundant. Every time I open the internet, I am actually shocked. I'm going to take you through a few things that I saw while I was on maternity leave, and I just went, what is happening? What is this woman doing? This is not a woman that is free. She is a pervert. If a man did this, he'd probably be put into prison. But because she's a woman, people are pretending that this is okay. Take this one example. This is a social media influencer. Her name is Natalie Reynolds. And she decided one day, she woke up and said, I am just going to paint my body like leggings and wear them to the gym. I'm serious. She was butt naked and decided to paint blue onto herself and go to the gym to see how men would react. And it turns out that men did not think it was cute or it was funny. Take a listen.
You don't have clothes on. You need to be out of here, man.
I do have clothes on.
That's body paint.
Go closer.
How's your body paint?
That is body paint. I work in the industry enough to know. I work in the entertainment field.
He's saying you need to leave. He's not.
No, no, report you for decency.
Report me.
Cool.
Good.
I mean, she's covered, so.
Yeah, she's covered.
She's covered, so we're not supposed to videotape her.
Now, why would Natalie do that? Why would any individual, I actually want you to flip your brain, if a man said, I'm going to go to a gym where there's a bunch of women and I'm just going to paint my nether regions blue. And then I'm going to get closer to a person and get close and say, oh no, what's the problem here? You would call the police. What should have happened is that she should have been arrested for indecent exposure. But again, that didn't happen because men are supposed to just take it. I just want to say kudos to that guy for telling her to leave the gym.
Behold, these are they who are lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the great God. Behold these words and mark them. A fornicator in the body of their flesh will never cease till they hath kindled a fire. Behold, this fire is their destruction. Is it not written, all bread is sweet to the whoremongers? They will not leave off until they die. The adulterer and adulteress that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in their heart, who seeth me? I am come past about with darkness, the walls cover me, and no body seeth me. What need I to fear? The great God will not remember my sins. Behold, ye simple ones, and consider these words. Is it not good to praise God and to keep the righteous path? Behold, there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord. Behold, there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of the Lord. Behold, God shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Yet another teacher is arrested for an alleged sexual relationship with a student. It's just one of many cases we've covered in recent weeks, highlighting a disturbing pattern emerging across the nation. This power dynamic is one we've covered extensively at Law and Crime Network, as handfuls of similar cases have made the headlines since the start of the school year. But experts like forensic psychologist Dr. John Delatorre say this shocking pattern has existed for years.
In the 90s, 80s, and 70s, early on, all of these things were happening. These things have been happening since there was a teacher and there was a student, right? So from the beginning of time, abuses like this have been occurring, but the technology wasn't there to engage in these kinds of things. And so current, like in contemporary times, having an online relationship and having an offline relationship are almost the same thing. And so you can engage in these kinds of sex acts, sexual texts, videos, images being sent to one another.
He says the inappropriate relationships start normally with a student-teacher dynamic. It's a gradual shift into something much darker.
It is a pretty big jump, and it's a jump that actually happens over time, right? It's not one single jump. It's one little tiny little hop from one step to the next. Now, remember, some individuals actually do get sexual gratification from engaging in this behavior. So part of the thought process is also coupled with a physical gratification that the person is receiving from engaging in this behavior. It's also psychological in that they're getting attention from the victim. So there's a lot of dynamics that are at play when it comes to convincing the person that what they are doing is the right thing.
We've covered the story of Peyton Shires, the 24-year-old social worker now accused of having sex with a boy she'd been assigned to counsel. Authorities in Ohio say Shires recorded videos of herself having sex with the boy. Investigators found that evidence on the boy's phone, and Shires admitted to the relationship while she was on the phone with his mom. At the same time, police were listening in. She's now charged with unlawful sexual contact with a minor. In the case of Ricky Lynn Laughlin, it's attempted rape that put the one-time Missouri teacher in the headlines. Investigators say she invited a 16-year-old student to have sex with her while her husband was out of the home. In Pennsylvania, school counselor Kelly Ann Shute was accused of preying on a 14-year-old boy in his bedroom after his parents left the house. Investigators say the pair had inappropriate relations several times, including in her SUV and her home. California teacher Michelle Solis is accused of having a sexual relationship with a former student and sending explicit photos. 27-year-old Emily Swinkowski resigned from her teaching job in Missouri after explicit photos she took made the rounds between students. She's also accused of sexual assault, as is Cassidy Krause of Iowa, who allegedly sent explicit photos and had sexual relations with 3 boys ages 13 and 14. Then there's the case of Alyssa McCommon, a Tennessee teacher who's allegedly pregnant with her former student's child. Just this week, McCommon's bond was revoked following her second arrest. She faces charges of rape, coercion of a witness, aggravated stalking, and harassment. She was arrested in early September for allegedly raping a boy in her own home. She was released on bond, but arrested again when she allegedly reached out to the victim after her release, saying she was pregnant with his child.
They're only as good as the world allows them to be.
At a hearing this week, the judge ruled McCommon will remain in jail as she awaits trial. It's the disturbing nature of these cases that continues to generate interest.
Mouth speaking great things. Mouth speaking great things. Mouth speaking great things. We are. Mouth speaking great things. Mouth speaking great things. Mouth speaking great things. Mouth speaking great things. We are. Mouth speaking great things.